Hello, this is Linda Carruthers, and um, we are. I'm doing the Annebrook'S Textile Artist handmade tags. It's hashtag 52 handmade tags challenge, and I am coming in every time I do 7 of them and giving y'all a review on the 7 that I did. So the last ones I did was 8 through 14, and today I'm doing 15 through 21. And 15 is this one, and it's a tiny scape. Um, this is a field of flowers, and it is done with these little stitches to make it look like a quilt almost. And there's the sun with a little rays, the sky, and this is the one I did for that challenge. For number 16, it's the seed stitch tag with the negative circles. And this is number 16. And these are seed stitches. And what we did was we put a circle, whether it was a flower or whether it was just a circle item or button or whatever. And then you seed stitch around the circle. And then you cut you took that, whatever it was, the button or the flower or the circle, whatever it was, you took it off and it left you with the negative circle on the inside. Now, this one and this one I had buttons on, and when I took the buttons off, it snipped the fabric, so I had a little hole there. Not in the paper, but in the fabric. So what I did was I made another little circle to cover up my little snip, okay? And then I added this little butterfly on there just for extra interest. And so this was a seed stitch. And that is just like a satin stitch, is what we used to call them. Alright, number 17 is a vertical scape tag. And number 3 was a horizontal one. You know, we did layers all the way up. Well, this is number 17, and instead of going this way with it, you go up and down. And so that's what I've done. I've taken some fabric. This is my background fabric right here. And then I took some fabrics and put on there. And I did different stitches. This is a cross stitch. My cross stitching is not very good. I've done it in the past, and I could cross stitch real good. But it's been a while since I've done that. And so I'm back to practicing on how to do my stitches. I used to do needlepoint and crochet and knitting, embroidery, um, uh, and cross stitch. And so, but it's been years since I've done it. So I'm back to practicing and get back into the swing of things. This is just a regular running stitch. This is a running stitch here. That's a running stitch there. This is a um, sort of like a bullion stitch, but it's not a bullion stitch. Probably was supposed to be, but it didn't turn out to be. But anyway, that was number 17. I'm still practicing. Maybe by the end of the year, I will know how to do stuff. All right, number 18 is what we call piercing. Excuse me. Um, This one I had a real problem with because I didn't understand at first what she was wanting us to do. And so then I figured it out. And to understand it, it's like a hexes, but it's they're sewed together like a quilt. And so that's basically what I did here. Now you're supposed to put a piece of paper in there. You're supposed to cut out a hexes shaped piece of paper, put in there, and then you're supposed to stitch stitch it. And then after you get your hexes made, you're supposed to be able to pull that paper out. So this is to me, this was the most difficult one I've had to do so far. But first of all, because it was hard for me to understand what was actually supposed to be taking place. And then to actually do it was another story. But anyway, after you get them sewed together, and I put these three pieces of fabric down here to help finish off the quilt. Then make it look like a quilt. Then you just take a running stitch and go all the way across with it. And that's what you get for your tag. Okay? Number 19 is what we call a flip. It's a word tag is what it is, but you do it with lettering. With thread. And so um, I did faith, hope, and charity. And so uh, I took a scrap, sewed this here down, excuse me. Uh, I took a piece of fabric and I put another piece of fabric on it that would match the colorings. And I put my words in there, and then this is a running stitch. And then on the back here, this is just a plain piece of muslin, and I put this lace trim around it to give it some added interest to it. And I wrote "and charity" on there in uh, blue thread. And then I glued that down to the blue and white fabric. And then this has blue and flowers in it, so I threaded it with, I used the blue thread on it too. And then I put this little uh, bow, I guess you call it. Anyway, it's done with the muslin and the red material. And so that was number 19. Number 20 is what we call the Pekingese stitch. Excuse me. Let me get it up right. And this one I did with the background of the blue and the uh, white. Well, it's not really white. It's kind of a creamy color, I guess. Um, Background. And I wanted to do the Pekingese stitch, and I wanted to see if I could make a flower out of it. So to me, this is like a chrysanthemum, and I just kept on going around until I got to the center, doing the Pekingese stitch. Now, you can't see it from the inside as much as you can on the outside. This right here, where my finger is the Pekingese stitch right here. That's what Pekingese stitch is supposed to look like. But now as I went in and went around, it covered it up. So it does look like a chrysanthemum, but you can only see the Pekingese stitch on the outside. Okay? I did leaves for the flower, and this is a satin stitch. And then I put this piece of green material down for like the ground. Okay? And so that's the Pekingese stitch. Now, the last week, we did bullion edging. Now, the object was to make this side look like piping and then do your bullion edging over here. So, my background is a black belt, and then she wanted us to put some lace on behind it and a piece of lace on the front. And the way she did it, she put one piece of lace on one side at the back and one piece of lace on the other side in the front. But I wanted to get rid of some of that black, so I put lace on both sides, and I put different laces up here in the front, and I sewed them down. Now, we were supposed to make bullion stitch knots for flowers, and my left hand got to shaking, so I didn't make too many good ones. But this one up here at the top and that one makes kind of a good flower, but these others didn't do very good. But I did put them on there and lift them on there um, to show that I at least tried. And then I put this green flower that I had in my box to bring out some of the green that was in the fabric. And so this is my bullion edging tag for week 21. And so that is this week's, uh, uh, that was my video on these tags for this week. Now, um, if you're interested in learning to do the different stitches, which if you are doing any kind of fabric crafting, it is good to know and good to practice your stitches and good to keep up with them. So to me, this was a very good challenge to do, and I'm going to continue to do it as long as good Lord lets me. And um, her link will be below, and so will Rocky Creations be below, because she does Annebrook'S challenges too. And so I will have both of those below. And y'all take care. Have a good day. God bless you all. And if you can like me, comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe if you will. Okay. God bless you.